What's up, intercultural communications? Welcome back to week, what is this, 5? Week 4, 5, something like that. Welcome back to one of the weeks. We're going to be going over chapter 10, the 2 quotes that I had picked out, and the most kind of relevant terms that I can see coming up for reasons for intercultural relations and reasons for just different stuff, the important topics that I found. So we're going to dive right in. This one's going to be a lot shorter than the other ones. Kind of started to understand this, but anyways. First quote is on 2:12. So it is, during the first years of college, Jamal lived on the floor down, one floor down, and I never met him. I never went to the co-ed floor. I only hung out with him, with those around me. By chance, I met him in the library last semester and realized he lived one floor right below me. We became fast friends, and I regret never meeting him until close to graduation. Now, see, why I thought this was so important was it actually hits on perceived similarities. So, which refers to how much people think others are similar or dissimilar to themselves. And so, we can see that, like, if strangers have a high attribute to actually be around someone, then they'll have more similarities, they'll have more stuff to talk about, and they'll be able to foster a better system for communication, and overall they'll probably be able to kind of self-disclose more of their information and feel like they're getting more from the risk that they would be for opening up. The second quote that I have is on page 217. This one is from James John, graduate student. So, a year ago, as a college senior, I would have laughed at the mere idea of it. I joined Match.com just to see what it was about, and I was blown away. It's like a secret society. I ran across so many people I know that would never have told me that they were on it, let alone I would never have guessed. There are all kinds of people, very attractive, which I never expected. I'm only 5 days in. I told my buddies about it, and they all laughed. They were blown away. I jumped in, now everyone seems to be jumping in. A week later, I got a text message from 2 of my buddies who had also signed up. Now, see, the reason why I believe this one to be important isn't so much that we're going to talk about like the attention phase, recognition phase, the interaction phase, or any of the phases. Well, I think that this is actually could lead to intercultural intimate conflict. Because of the fact that we are broadening those horizons through cyber technology, we are able to actually maintain vast conversations with people that are much further away from us than we would have ever really guessed. So with that, we're going to have a lot of miscommunications. We're going to have a lot of just misunderstandings for how another culture might function, just as we've been seeing before. A lot of these people that are on Match.com most likely are not in intercultural communications. They might have some education. I don't know. I'm not personally on Match.com. Probably a lot of them have a lot of education. But some of these people might have ethnocentrism, prejudice, stereotype, and just be filled with stereotypes. This is something that could lead to intercultural conflict, which is, as defined on our page 220, as an antagonistic friction or disagreement between two romantic partners caused in part by cultural or ethnic group membership differences. So this is something that we could actually see. There could be pictures of someone from the attention phase of like what we would not expect. I mean, for example, I look a lot better in my first videos than I do in these ones since I've had more time to prepare. I put myself out there as more attractive than I am now. And this is one of those situations. We could see someone be very attractive in their picture, and yet they just are not the same when it comes in. So, or they could just be antagonistic. Anyways, tell me what you think down below. Like I said, trying to make it short and sweet. I gotta get back to work here in a little bit. I'm doing it on my 30-minute break, so. Alright guys, thanks for listening.